Hey, this is Frank Honus, and I want to welcome you to the Pure Life Podcast. For 12 years of my life, I lived with some really dark secrets, shame, and an addiction that was taking over my life. I was addicted to pornography and other kinds of sexual sins. There were so many times that I tried to break free of this addiction on my own, but I just couldn't do it. It wasn't until I became broken of my sin and sought the help of some other men who struggled just like me. Today, by God's grace and the help of others, I'm walking in freedom and recovery, and it's my desire to help men and women break free from the chains of sexual addiction. The mission of the Pure Life Podcast is to help individuals live with sexual integrity through Jesus Christ. Thanks for listening and enjoy the podcast. Well, hey everyone, welcome to episode 71 of the Pure Life Podcast. My name is Frank Honus, and I am your host of this podcast, which is designed to help you and me and men and women all over the world find sexual integrity in Jesus Christ and find freedom and wholeness in their sexual health from addictions to pornography and masturbation and lust and all kinds of other sexual addictions. That's what the Pure Life Podcast is for, and I would just want to say again, thank you for listening and watching. If you're watching through YouTube or listening on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, welcome to the podcast. I'm excited tonight because I want to talk about 3 connections that you can make right now to stop looking at pornography. 3 connections that you can make right now, instantly, to stop looking at porn. But before we get to that, I want to just encourage you, as always, to check out our website, to really kind of go on there and check out the content. That's purelifepodcast.com. There's a lot of great content on the website that you can check out on a daily basis. There's a post every day that publishes. It could be a video, an article, a graphic, an image, some kind of infographic that you can check out. So purelifepodcast.com is there for you, and we'd love for you to follow us on Twitter and Facebook and become a friend to us on Facebook as well, and you can listen to us on iTunes and Stitcher. So please do that, and I would love the connection that we can make. I appreciate so much the reach that the Pure Life Podcast is gaining, and that's only by the hand of God. That's only by Jesus Christ. It's only by His blessing on this podcast. His blessing in my life to help me become a man that I'm becoming, and that's an awesome thing. So I'm thankful for that. But again, tonight I want to share with you, this week I want to share with you 3 connections that you can make right now to stop looking at pornography. And as I think back on my journey from sexual addiction into sexual recovery, I can remember the depths and the degrees of pain that I caused myself by joining my mind and my body and my heart and my soul to pornography. I had made connections and associations in my brain alone that would take years to undo, and that's kind of the reality of pornography, of sexual addiction, is that you expose yourself to something, you open yourselves up to something that will totally devastate and devastate your life. And I can't stress that enough, that your mind, your heart, your emotions make these associations, these connections, and these relationships with something that is a lie, that is not real, that is not love, and so people become bound every day. And so among all the devastating effects porn has upon a person's life, one of the worst effects that I've found is that it really drains the life from a human being. And what do I mean by that? I mean, really what it does is it steals the ability to feel and to experience emotions. We know that pornography obviously causes people to objectify, the opposite sex, and it's just an incredibly harmful drug, really, is what it is, if we think about it. But it really also damages our emotions and our feelings, and it steals the ability for us to feel and experience those emotions. And so Webster's Dictionary, I wanted to kind of share this since we're talking about connections tonight. Webster's Dictionary defines the word connection the following way: A situation in which two or more things have the same cause, origin, goal, etc. So again, it's a situation in which two or more things have the same cause, origin, or goal. And I want you to think about that in terms of you and pornography. And when you align yourself with porn, with something that is a complete lie, that is not love, but it's lust, you are aligning yourself with the same cause, and you are looking to that to please you. You are looking you're looking to that substance to fill you, and you are in a sense agreeing with the images and the websites and the videos. You're aligning yourself with that, and to a degree you have the same. You join the cause. Is really what you do. You join the cause that pornography has, and you're aligning yourself in that way. You're connecting to a source that is very, very harmful, is incredibly harmful. And so that's kind of what a connection is. It's a situation in which two or more things have the same cause, origin, goal, etc., etc. And so for years in my life, I was connected to all the wrong things. Porn had, really become my whole world, and I had no idea how to escape it. And it really wasn't until the age of 26 years old that I began to make the right connections in my life to people and to things, people, systems, putting systems in place, finding people in my life that were healthy, for accountability and whatnot, to help me find freedom from pornography. And so for years in my life, I stayed in this place of captivity where I was bound by pornography, but I began to make the right connections. And so there's a few connections that you can start making right now. You don't have to wait until tomorrow. You don't have to wait until next week. You don't have to wait until next month. You may feel totally weak and you may feel totally helpless. But it's time for you to stand up and to really get sick of what you're doing and to really get sick of the lifestyle that you're living. And I'm just speaking from experience that for years I would feel guilty, I would feel tired, I would feel exhausted, and feel the same vicious cycle in my life. And I would ask God for forgiveness. God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to, spend hours and hours and hours, looking at people having sex and being connected to that. But I didn't have the courage, and I really didn't at the time have the, enough. I wasn't broken. And I really wasn't willing to say, I've really had enough is enough, and I'm sick and tired of this. But you have got to come to a place of brokenness in your life, and that's tonight. I want to share with you some connections that you can make on this episode 71 of the Pure Life Podcast. I want to share a few connections that you can make today. And so to me, the word connection. Really, if you think about this word connection, it's kind of a fun word to think about. It really implies some kind of transference of power, being drawn from something or being taken away from something. And that's what these connections are meant to do. These three connections I want to share with you, they're meant to put power into your life again. They're meant to help you have courage again, and to be able to stand up from underneath of this addiction and to start getting healthy in life and to break away from this stuff. So what are the right kind of connections to make as a sexual struggler? So number one, the very first connection is this: connect with an accountability partner or support group. It all starts here. I think that it all begins with allowing people into your secret world, which is probably, the greatest connection that you can make. And really, I know for some people it's the hardest to do. But connecting with an accountability partner or support group, whether it be one person, 5 people, 10 people, the point is to really open up and to bring your addiction into the light so that porn can't keep its grip on you. It can't keep that stronghold, that grip on your life that it once had. That's the whole idea, is just opening up and sharing and saying, I want to get rid of this. I don't want this in my life anymore. And it's getting out your junk. It's getting out your stuff. And as you do that, you begin to find more and more freedom. And it's a powerful, powerful thing when you find the people that you can, to find the right people, healthy people. Find people that are committed to really helping you grow. and to helping you become sexually healthy again. And just when you do this, remember, it's really important to remember that you should pick people wisely, because not everyone is equipped for accountability. Not every pastor is equipped to help you stay accountable, because a lot of pastors, truthfully, struggle with their own addiction to pornography. Over 50% of pastors in church. So just kind of keep that in mind, that not every single person that you might feel like going to is really spiritually mature, emotionally mature, ready to kind of maintain that relationship with you. Just got to really pray through that and think, who's a person who's devoted to me, who loves me no matter what, and really will help me and will ask the hard questions, but will also love me, and someone who will not walk away, who will not shun me. These are the kind of people that we need for accountability. So like I said, whether that's one person or you find a support group, of 3, 4, 5, 10, other people. I've been a part of both systems before. I've had accountability partners, and even to this day, I have, men that I try to talk to on a daily, weekly, bi-weekly basis about, struggles, questions, just how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. And I still have guys ask me the hard questions too. And I've also been a part of a support group for a season of my life, and it was so powerful. So that's the first connection. Number one, connect with an accountability partner or support group. Number two, different kind of connection here. Disconnect from your computer and all other devices. Disconnect from your computer and all other devices. Now, let's face it. Let's be honest with each other for a second here. We all love our devices. We love our MacBook Pros. We love our iPhones. We love our iPads. We love all the tech that's out there, and probably too much that we love these things. But truth be told, if you love your computer or your iPhone more than you crave the freedom and health in your life, you have a real problem. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but if you love those things more than you love the opportunity to be free from pornography, then you really do have this issue. You have an issue that you need to really take care of, and you've got some work to do. Especially if that means that your laptop, your iPhone, your iPad are continually the source for your porn. That's even if it's you don't want to give up your iPad because that's you're addicted. You are addicted. That's a classic sign of addiction. I mean, I love you, but it is what it is. Believe me, I've been there. So really go on the offensive. Get radical with this. Pull the plug from whatever is causing you to stumble back into porn and to draw you back into that cycle of addiction. How long should you do it? However long it takes. I can't sit here and tell you a certain amount of time that you need to give up these devices or give up these things. I can only recommend and suggest that you do it, and that you do it sooner than later, that you do it now. This is a connection that you make right now, a disconnect that you make right now. But give up this stuff, because in the long term, it's not a permanent solution to your problem, but creating some sense of disconnection and detaching from these devices will really only help you, the majority in your life, the majority in the long term rather, find the freedom that you're looking for. So, it's very important that while this is not, like I said, the solution, this is a part of the solution. This is a part of, finding freedom, finding that health that you've been looking for and longing for. So disconnect from your computer and all other devices. That's something that you can do today. And finding these things and giving this stuff up, whether that's giving it to a friend, saying putting it out of your room, giving it to a parent, giving it to whatever you have to do. Get rid of the source that really is called. This is an instant kind of thing that you can do to kind of at least stop the behavior, right? At least kind of abstain from the behavior. Abstaining from the behavior is not the full solution to your addiction. There's way more to it than that, but it's definitely something you can do today. And then the last connection I want to share with you is number 3. Reconnect with your soul and your emotions. Begin to feel again. So reconnect with your soul and your emotions. What does that mean? Well, first of all, it's important to understand that this is not actually a one-time connection to make, that this is a series of connections that you make over time as you begin to walk in freedom. This comes through a number of choices that you make as at number one, as you connect to an accountability partner or accountability group, as you give up your computer and your devices, as you begin to take steps towards sexual health and freedom, as you begin to align your heart and your mind, as you begin to become broken of your sin, broken of your addiction, you will begin to feel again. Because one of the things that pornography does is that pornography has a way of hardening us to the relationships and the realities of this world. Why? Because the reality is that we choose to live in a world. When you're addicted to pornography, and I thought about this in my life, but when I was addicted to porn, I chose to live in a world that was full of lies, where I felt loved and I felt accepted, but none of this was true. None of this was true, because what I was watching, what we watch on the internet, what we watch on websites, what we watch in videos and magazines, it's not real. And it's not the way we were meant to love each other, to connect with each other, right? It wasn't the way we were meant to do that. And so as you become broken over your sin, and as you begin to realize the hurt and the pain that you've caused yourself and that you've caused other people, you will begin to feel again. You will begin to have emotions again. You won't be hard to the world. You won't be hard to things, because that's what porn does. That's a devastating effect of what pornography does. And but it's just important that you realize that this is a long-term process, and but it will continue as long as you choose to connect to what is real, connect with real people, in relationships and accountability relationships, not the lie that pornography sells. You will begin to find freedom. And so, these are some really, really powerful connections that you can make today, that you can make right now. Don't wait to become free by doing tomorrow what you really should do today. Take action now. It's really important that you do that. So, again, 3 connections that you can make right now to stop looking at porn. Number 1, connect with an accountability partner or a support group. If you don't know who to look after, go to your church, talk to your pastor, see if your pastor or someone in the church would be willing to hold you accountable, or somebody in your family who is spiritually mature. Probably not mom or dad, probably not. Even some people feel like, and this is different with every person, but some people choose their spouse as their accountability partner. Some people don't. That's a dynamic you have to decide what's best and what's healthy. So connect with an accountability partner or support group. Number 2, disconnect from your computer and other devices. I want to back up just one second. As far as the support group goes, look up in your area. And I want to just say this too. If you don't feel like you have support groups, whether in your church or in your area, in your community, go to a website, xxchurch.com. They offer online accountability groups. X3 groups is what they're called. And actually, I'm getting ready to lead one and take one on here starting the beginning of December. I'm excited for that. But you can find accountability. There's a little bit of cost to it, but it is totally worth it to find freedom. So find something, find someone or some group of people, and then, like I said, give up. Disconnect from your computer and those other devices that are the source of porn. And then the third connection, reconnect with your soul and your emotions. And as you do, you will begin to feel again. This is a long-term process. This is not something that happens overnight. And I think sometimes people fool themselves to think that this is something that can just instantly be fixed. But when you have made the decision to spend years of your life in something that is not real, something that is basically a drug, that is very much an addictive kind of behavior, then it's a process. It's a long-term process to undo, but it is possible. It is possible for you to become sexually healthy. It is possible for you to become free. And so that's what I want to share with you tonight, that these are connections that you can make right now, and I hope that you do. I really hope this week that you'll just kind of think about some of these things, and that you will really take action, be courageous, stand up, You can become free. You may not feel like it in the moment. I understand that. You may not feel like you can, maybe you've looked at porn and believe me, I was for, close to 13 years addicted to pornography, spent hours and hours and hours at night looking at porn, and the cycle over and over and over and over again. And I never knew what to do. And it wasn't until I met my now wife, Tracy, that I really, my eyes were opened up to the kind of pain that I was causing her and causing myself. So I really hope that you take some time to think about these things, make these connections, and stand up. You can do it. It's worth it. Purity is so worth it. And I hope that you think about that this week. So thank you guys so much for listening, for watching the Pure Life Podcast, episode 71. I'm looking forward to some great interviews coming up, and I hope you will enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed Dustin Daniels last week, episodes 69 and 70. If you missed those, you can go back on the website and take a listen. But thank you guys so much for listening and watching this week on the Pure Life Podcast. Until next week, my name is Frank Honus, host of the podcast, and I wish you a pure life. God bless. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the podcast this week. I want to encourage you to check out our website, purelifepodcast.com, for a lot of great blogs and resources and podcasts from previous episodes to help you along in your journey for sexual purity. Remember, you can listen to the podcast on our website, iTunes, and Stitcher Radio. And if you need to contact me for any reason, if you have questions or comments, email me at frank@purelifepodcast.com. That's frank@purelifepodcast.com. See you next week.